In the early 1800s, London faced a disturbing problem. Medical schools desperately needed human bodies to teach anatomy, but there were almost no legal ways to obtain them, so a secret underground trade began. Men started digging up the dead in the middle of the night and selling the bodies to doctors. They became known as resurrectionists. During the early 19th century, the study of human anatomy was becoming increasingly important for doctors and surgeons. Medical schools needed real human bodies for students to learn from, but under British law, only the bodies of executed criminals could legally be used for dissection, and that supply was extremely small. As medical schools expanded, demand for bodies grew rapidly. This shortage created a dark opportunity. Grave robbers began digging up freshly buried corpses and selling them to anatomy schools. These men were known as resurrectionists because they were literally raising the dead from their graves. The work was done at night. Resurrectionists would wait until a funeral had taken place and the mourners had left. Then they would return under cover of darkness. They dug quickly, often uncovering a body in less than an hour. Once the coffin was reached, they would break it open and remove the corpse. Because stealing a body was technically not considered theft under the law, the punishment was surprisingly light. However, stealing clothing or jewelry from the body could result in serious charges, so resurrectionists often stripped the corpse and left the clothing behind in the grave. As the trade grew more profitable, some criminals began taking things even further. Instead of stealing bodies from graves, they began murdering people and selling the bodies to surgeons. The most infamous case involved William Burke and William Hare in Edinburgh. Between 1827 and 1828, they murdered at least 16 people and sold their bodies to an anatomy professor. When their crimes were discovered, the public was horrified. The scandal eventually led to the Anatomy Act of 1832, which allowed medical schools to legally obtain bodies from hospitals and workhouses. This new law finally ended much of the grave robbing trade, but for decades before that, London cemeteries were filled with a chilling fear, because the dead might not stay buried for long. Today, the stories of the resurrectionists remain one of the darkest chapters in medical history, a time when the demand for knowledge was so great that even the graves of the dead were not safe.